a story that no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to finish it. It's a common problem faced by many writers and one I've encountered many times over the years. But it's definitely a solvable problem, and I'm going to share with you 3 points that I use in my writing to help me get my projects finished. If you're a writer or someone creative, there's a good chance you have many ideas going around your head. You can get new ideas sitting in a cafe, listening to people have a conversation, reading a book, watching a movie. Anything you consume has a good chance of triggering a new idea, a new thing that you want to write or explore. The big challenge here is finishing what you're working on and coming back to these other ideas at a later stage. In a minute, I'll show you how I do that. But first, let me introduce you to my friends, Tim and Tom. Tim is a really good writer. He has loads of imagination, loads of characters, and loads of fun stories going on in his head. But he has a problem. Whenever he gets deep into a story and a new idea comes along, he gets so attracted to the new thing that he just ditches all the old characters, old plot, the stale things, and moves on to the new exciting story. Sound familiar? When he's 50,000 words into his novel, he's at home watching a TV show and he thinks, ooh, that would be fun to do. Maybe I'll write a TV show. Now he's 20,000 words into his TV show and he thinks, I'm not really sure about this. Maybe I should stick with novels. But his old novel's a bit boring now. Maybe he'll start something new. So now he's 30,000 words into his new novel. It's the end of the year. He's been writing consistently for 12 months. And what does he have to show for it? A half-finished novel, a partially finished TV script, and an even smaller part of a novel. Altogether, he's written 100,000 words, but he doesn't have any finished work. Now, let me introduce you to Tom. Tom's a bit more boring. Tom likes his one idea. He gets other ideas, but he doesn't care about them. He wants to focus on getting this one thing done. Tim tries to attract him to co-write his TV show with him. Tom doesn't care. Tim wants to tell Tom all about his new novel, but Tom's focusing on his book and not changing. By the end of the year, Tom has worked consistently on one novel and he's finished a 100,000 word draft. Both have written 100,000 words in the year, but only one of them has a finished novel. So when a new exciting idea comes on, just think, do I want to be a Tim or do I want to be a Tom? It's all well and good me sitting here and saying, just let the new idea go. Don't be attracted by it. A lot harder to do in practice. One method that I always use and I highly recommend is having a notebook. If a new idea comes in, just write it down and put it aside for future. When you finish this story, and only then, go open the book and look at all your great ideas to decide what to write next. If you've ever meditated, it's very similar to intrusive thoughts coming in. If you're writing and a new idea comes in, acknowledge it and send it off into the universe. So now you've stopped being distracted by all new ideas and it's time to write. But you're not writing. Maybe you're waiting for inspiration, the muse to strike, or you just don't have time. The problem with waiting for motivation to write is it doesn't really come. Pablo Picasso once said, inspiration does exist, but it must find you working. If you sit around, you're not working, not writing, when inspiration comes, it won't be able to help you. The problem is our brains are designed to always take the path of least resistance. If we have to choose between sitting on a laptop and writing in a cold, dark corner or watching our favorite TV show with our partner cuddled up on the couch, the least resistance is to sit on the couch and watch TV, assuming you like what's on. So I'm sorry to break it to you, but inspiration just isn't going to cut it. You need to be disciplined, you need to sit down, and you need to write. When inspiration comes and you're writing and you're ready for it, amazing, you'll have the best writing session you've ever had. But if you're not sitting down with the document open, how's it going to come? I have another video linked down below about how you can build discipline into your life with only 20 minutes a day for writing. But hang on and see tip number 3 before you go. The big and final problem a lot of writers struggle with is editing as they go. It's really tempting when you're writing to go back and fix it. When you finish a scene and you realize, that character could have said this better, or what if Bill did this? Or what if Lady Winterfern went on fire? These are actually giving me new ideas. I'm going to go write them down in my notebook and then I'm coming back to this video. The problem is when you're editing as you go, one of two things can happen. The best case scenario is you're going 2 steps forward and 1 step back and it's slowing you down. Writing a novel takes months and years on end. Most people take a couple of years to finish a novel, so why slow down the process? The other issue is if you edit as you go, you're going to start beating yourself up thinking, my writing's not good enough, the scene isn't any good, my novel is terrible, maybe I should just give up on being a writer altogether. These thoughts aren't going to help you finish a draft, and at the end of the day, you need to finish your novel draft to be able to effectively edit. Going back to Tim and Tom, there's no point in Tim editing a 50,000 word novel because no one's ever going to read half a novel. Now, Tom, with 100,000 words in a finished draft, he can edit it. He is a novel that people could someday read, but no publisher is ever going to publish a half novel. And the thing is, most stories go through 5, 6, 7 dozens of drafts. Your first draft is just the bare bones of a story. It's through editing and polishing that these things really come to life. There's no point editing as you go if things are going to change drastically in a couple of drafts' time. I've written novels where between drafts I've changed tenses, I've changed main characters, I've changed entire plot lines, and what if I had wasted time editing beforehand only to get rid of a character altogether? That's so many hours that I could have spent moving my story along and getting it closer to completion. So really, when you're sitting down to write and finish a novel, there's no real secret to it. You just have to sit down and do it. Don't get distracted by ideas. Make sure you're sitting down and actually writing so when the inspiration comes, you're ready to go. And don't edit until it's time to edit. Finish a draft, then give it time, then edit it. And when you finish editing that draft, then move on to the next edit. Always take it one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll have a finished story. If you're finding it hard to find time to write, feel free to watch the video down below and see how I managed to write novels with only 20 minutes a day. I have a full-time job, a family, other hobbies, and many things taking up my time as well as writing, and I managed to finish a novel a year with this practice. So if you're struggling to find time, it could help you. Feel free to subscribe. I'll have future videos with how to write with a busy lifestyle. If you're struggling to finish your novel at the moment, put a comment below and let's talk it through. Sometimes a problem shared is a problem halved. Thanks for watching and keep writing.